Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I am the Mighty Plantain, and thank you so much for tuning in to my super awesome beer review. Hey, as always, hit me up down below with a like and a share, and if you hit that little subscribe button over there, you'll get a notification in your email every time I post a new beer review. Hopefully you found them somewhat helpful. Alright, now that that's out of the way, you're done feeding my ego and giving me the attention I so desperately crave. We're going to check out Oculto. I've been seeing this one a lot lately, and it actually caught my eye mostly because of the bottle. It's got a big skull on it. And if you take a look at the cans, the skull has these sparkly little eyes that you see on the back of the bottle. I think the cans are cooler looking, but of course, everybody who's anybody knows that beer in bottles is 9 times out of 10 better, the exception being the new Sam Adams stuff and Baxter Brewing 21st Amendment. There are a handful of canned beers that seem to have actually nailed down a process of canning that doesn't impart that metallic taste to the beer. So, all that aside, this is a blue agave infused lager that is combined with beer that's been aged over tequila staves, which is basically the little slats that you see making up barrels as a staff, whatever. So anyway, it's something that's been combined with beer that was aged over wood that had tequila soaked into it. So it might be an interesting combination, but again, the aesthetics of the bottle caught my eye. And one thing I'm noticing is that they did put it in a clear bottle, which, while it helps the overall look of the bottle itself, is not a big favor to the beer. Everybody knows that light is beer's enemy. So you can already see that it's very light. It foamed up pretty good when I popped the top, which means I'm sure there's going to be a pretty decent head on this, whether well, no, I failed to do it justice and put a good head on it. It was a little bit of a one. You can tell that it really wants to foam up more than that. I still haven't quite mastered that art. Somewhat effervescent, very clear. You can see right through that. It is an extremely light beer in color. A little bit of fruitiness. I'm getting a faint whiff of that tequila. Personally, I'm not a fan of tequila. And all the negative flavors that I associate with it are actually coming out in this beer. It's a little off-putting, but it's not horrible. The fact that that's really all that's coming through for flavor isn't impressing me all that much. It's kind of boozy in the taste and the smell. It is a 6% ABV, so it's higher up than average. Overall, there's not really a very strong beer there to counteract the blue agave and the tequila characteristic that's coming through. I'm not even getting a lot of the woody notes from anything that I'd expect had been aged over any kind of wood. So it's mostly just that negative, bitter, blah. I really don't have the words to describe it that I usually get from tequila that's coming through this brew, and I am not a fan of it. It's actually even more off-putting in the aftertaste and when it comes back up in the gas. I actually have to throw 1.5 out of 5 at this. I am not a big fan, and I wouldn't recommend it to anybody. But again, that's just my opinion. Check it out and let me know what you think for yourself. If you've got a beer that you want to see reviewed, hit me up down below in the comments or in the email link. especially if it's beer that you brewed yourself. I definitely want to hear from you on that. I'll pull in some extra opinions so that you're not just getting me here going off about it. But we'll get a couple of other guys, at least one, maybe two, and give you some feedback. So let me know. Do what we can. Until next time, folks. Cheers. Now, a little while back, we did a bit of a comparison with the Not Your Father's Hard Root Beer review.
Thanks for having me.
Oh, thanks for the beer, man. So, highly recommended by you. The Extreme Beer Fest this weekend. We'll be able to get a hold of, I believe it's the American